What is up, Juventus fans? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back on a day that is post, I guess you would call it Atalanta match day or preseason match day, whatever have you. When the team really gave an impressive performance dominating that match, winning 3-1. I'm not going to talk too much about it in today's video, or maybe I will. We'll see what happens. But more than likely, Julian and I will go into it a little bit further on Monday when we talk about it there. But let me go ahead and say, what do we have for you today? We have a lot for today's show. We're talking about the Locatelli deal. Will it get done tomorrow? There's big news coming out. Hopefully it won't be another D-Day that I end up being upset about again tomorrow. And then we have Dybala contract talks. They're ongoing. We have the latest update of what's going on there with that situation. And then we've got Aaron Ramsey. What's going on with Aaron Ramsey? What's going on with them? I know we're all, frustrated with that situation. What can we get going? What can we get moving with that? Stick with us and we will fill you in. Ciao, Bianconeri, and welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. My name is Justin Sofro. Today is Sunday, August 15th, 2021. And what do we have for you today? We have a lot of talk that we're doing when it comes to Juventus, when it came to everything that's going on with the club. We are a week away from the very first match of the season, the actual season, not just preseason. We'll be playing Udinese. And maybe we still don't have a full team yet. We will see. Hopefully we don't have a full team yet because it means, one guy's coming in. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, before we do anything, please go ahead and hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and also hit that bell icon to stay notified for our latest videos regarding all things Juventus. You know what we're going to do. We're going to be covering all of it as soon as we can and all that we can. I apologize, too. I want to say right now before we get out of the way. You can tell I'm looking a little rough. The beard's looking rough. Everything's looking rough. I'm not feeling great right now. So apologize for if the video's a little bit iffy or shaky when it comes to things I was getting out. But I'm trying to get this news to you as quickly as possible. Get it in and out or whatever have you. Okay, let's go ahead and just jump into the video and let's see what we have going on. First off, we got Locatelli. We're talking about our boy Locatelli. And what does Tutto Sports say? They said that Locatelli is now very close. And, I'm as sick as we all are of hearing of it. That's what we keep hearing. Supposedly, if it doesn't happen Monday, I guess we could call Mr. Carabini, I guess just next week. Don't worry, we always have next week. Now, we don't need to call him. That's to say, if Carabini doesn't get it done Monday, there's always next week, and there's always next week. And then once we get to August 31st, there's always next year. So we'll see what happens. I'm not getting too hype on this, but I'm hoping something will break Monday so that way we can actually talk about it with you guys and, just get into the exciting parts and then actually talk about how it'll affect the club going forward and what he can bring to the table. If you haven't watched the Coach's Corner with Julian, make sure you go back and watch that today. Anyway, Tutto Sports saying that no Locatelli in the squad was to face Lazio yesterday because he is because of his transfer to Juventus is now very close. So he's saying that, and then also we have and that would be our guy Romeo Agresti, who's pretty reliable, was saying the same thing, basically that I remain firmly convinced that next week Juventus will succeed in unlocking the Locatelli deal. And if he says that, he usually has a good feeling on the situation. He has a good feeling on the pulse of Juventus. So hopefully that means Locatelli. At this point, I'm sick of dealing with this day in and out, day out. You don't want to hear about it. I mean, you want to hear about it once it gets done, but I don't want to talk about it as much as you don't want to hear about it. If that makes sense, about the same bureaucratic crap going in and out and in and out and in and out. Anyway, it appears that something with Locatelli potentially could happen tomorrow. We will keep you posted. If anything breaks, we'll be going live immediately, and we'll be talking about it then. And we'll be hanging out, enjoying company with you guys, and all that we can do. We'll see, though. I'm going to remain not on the fence, but I'm going to remain, calm, maybe optimistic, but also pessimistic at the same time. I'm just going to sit back and see how it plays out. Let me know. I mean, I'm sure you all feel the same as me. We've been all going through this together through over the last 2 months now, at least, that I've been doing this. All right, let's switch it up and let's go to number 3. And that is number 3. Oh, I think I accidentally hit 2 things at one time. Let me remove that. I don't know why they puts the bar in front of me. Okay, there we go. Okay, we got Tutto Sport that's saying Dybala talks are at the end of the month. Juventus and Dybala will talk again in 15 days. There's great optimism to find an agreement. The difference between the offer and the demand is 2 million euros, which is pretty insignificant, really. Juventus are offering 10 million euros, including bonuses, and Dybala is asking for 10 million plus bonuses. I talked about this a little bit yesterday. I mean, I don't like that it keeps getting drug out. What does that mean? Again, that makes me worry. We talked about it yesterday's video. Y'all commented, but if y'all didn't see it yesterday, basically it makes me a little bit iffy on what is on with Dybala. Why are they finding ways to drag this out over, over pennies almost? It's not really pennies, but you know what I mean. Like when it comes to contracts, it kind of is. And honestly, with the economy the way it is, the financial situation because of the pandemic crisis and all that, 10 million euros is more than enough. 10 million, which includes bonuses, is more than enough for Dybala. I think this is a bit ridiculous at this point. It makes me wonder what Dybala's motives are for the future. Liked what I saw from him yesterday, but at the same time, I think you need to agree with this deal for now. I think Juventus has done more than enough to meet your wages, especially if you look at other situations where other players of equal caliber are getting paid. I don't think that this is something that he needs to continue to fight in the situation to just try to get more money. That's just me personally. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And the next thing we have is regarding Aaron Ramsey, and that is Max Allegri was giving his comments on his performance yesterday, saying that Ramsey was very good in closing down space. He's a smart player. When he improves his timing, he will become very good in front of the defense. The main thing I took from this, and here's the thing. Yesterday, during the match, that's why I'm not going to go too much into the match because I was watching it on my phone. I was on the road. I was spending time with family, but also trying to see when I could when we were driving around what was happening. So that's why I want to rewatch everything before I give my solid opinions on it going forward. Obviously, this is a preseason match. So if it were a regular season match, I would have been fully invested. I wouldn't be going anywhere that day, more than likely, unless it was forced. What I will say is, I don't know if this is what I take from it. I take more of it. It's Max Allegri is resigned to the fact that Ramsey is going to stay with the club, and that he's going to hold firm and not leave. I don't know how much I take from it that, Ramsey really was this superstar player. Or I don't want to say superstar player, but he really played that well. Maybe I go back and mix, but I think he was adequate, if anything. It was fine. Nothing over the top from what I saw, at least what I witnessed. But like I said, I want to hold all my reservations, all my complete thoughts on that until I go back and rewatch it, focus on Ramsey, see what he did. Otherwise, you know how I feel about Ramsey. I don't know. I just don't think that his place is in the future for Juventus. Next topic. We got Dragusin, and we were talking about Dragusin. And what is going on with the player? Mirko De Natale is saying that Dragusin wants to go and play. Cagliari could be a good solution. Tomorrow, in fact, there will be a meeting with Juve to discuss the formula over Dragusin. Let's go ahead and read the second one, too, while we're here. And that is Luca Bianchi is saying that Cone de Winter, not Dragusin, is set to stay at Juventus as the fifth center back. Cagliari are the favorites to get Dragusin on loan, followed by Genoa. Okay. Oh, okay. I was going through. I was like, who? I was like fifth center back. I was trying to do the numbers. It's because I had taken one out. Subconsciously or whatever you want to call it, in my mind I'd already taken him out of the situation, and that of course was Daniele Rugani. I'd gone Chiellini, Bonucci, Delict, and then I was like fifth. I was like, that'd be the fourth, and then I was like, oh, of course, Rugani. Not great if Rugani's that fourth guy. And then you're gonna have De Winter instead of Rugani, then De Winter instead of Dragusin. I don't know if I'm surprised by this move by chance, but does that make sense to where I want to question it a little bit? I'd rather keep Dragusin than move De Winter up, who we don't. I mean, you saw him in the preseason, whatever have you. You can get hype over these young players, whatever have you. I think Dragusin though has played a little bit more, proven to be a little bit more. Yes, you can send him out to Cagliari and he can get more playing time and develop. But what's more important right now, in case of injuries, you're gonna be stuck with Rugani and De Winter as potential options if the three guys ahead of them get hurt. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm a really big fan of that. Let me know what your thoughts on the situation of sending Dragusin out are in the comment section down below. I'm interested to hear from you what you think about that situation. Let's move it on to number 7. And that's about Rugani. So we'll see what happens here, especially if he does move. But Gazzetta dello Sport is saying that Olympiacos is looking at Manolas, with Rugani being the number 1 target to replace him at Napoli. So that's very interesting. And the reason I say that is So what happens if you go from the Dragusin news, where if he goes out to Cagliari, and then De Winter is going to be the fourth guy, which I don't want to say. This is a little bit. This is very biased. Me saying I'd rather have De Winter than Rugani. That's more than likely not true. Rugani's. I don't have faith in Rugani. Don't know how much faith I really have in De Winter either as a player. So it is what it is. But that's something to keep an eye on. If Napoli is targeting Rugani, we'll see. You know how I feel about Napoli. Not a fan of Napoli. I would just tell them to kick rocks. That's the nicest way I can say it when it comes to my feelings on Napoli. Do not want to help De Laurentiis in any way that he needs. But of course, I wanted to sell Rugani to begin with. So the only way that would make sense too is if you're bringing another guy in. At this time, it doesn't look like Juventus is going to replace Rugani with anybody. I don't know. I don't know about the situation. It's kind of odd seeing these different players and the way they're moving. I'm sure maybe some of these are affected by each other. So maybe if Rugani goes out, maybe Dragusin doesn't actually get loaned out. I don't know. Keep an eye on that going in the future. We're very close. We have a week away before the first match of the season, not first season of the match, but before we have the first match of the season. And the way I said about this is we need Locatelli, and Locatelli, the deal needs to get done tomorrow. I know I'm backtracking a little bit, but the Locatelli deal has to get done tomorrow. If it doesn't get done tomorrow, I'm worried regardless. But yesterday did a lot to cushion that. Like I said, I'm not going to go too much into the details of the match yesterday because I got to see it. I saw Bernardeschi score, saw that delivery from Chiesa to Dybala for the score, and then Morata topped it off. Whatever have you. It's one of those situations of like, am I allowed to take a lot from this or not? Because I did the same thing with Barcelona, which I said I was worried, but I'm also not going to take a lot from it. But then also when we have the opposite happen, you win 3-1, I don't want to get too excited and too hype over, what happened and act like everything's, great now too. So we'll see what happens. It was a nice match. It was a nice and I know I said I'm not going to talk too much on it, but here I am talking a little bit more on it. But basically what I was going to say is it was a nice match. I like to see that kind of performance, especially against a team that I believe to be one of the top performers in the league who, could be one of the main competitors for the Scudetto now. So we'll see what happens. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'm just praying and hoping that Locatelli deal gets done tomorrow. He can get his bleep over here to Juventus, start practicing with the team, and I want to see what he can do with the club and see how that chemistry looks right away. Anyway, I believe that is all I have for you today. Let me check real quick. And yes, it appears that it is so. Anyway, that's all the news I have for you today. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, but also make sure you stay tuned to all of our videos. We have them in the mornings, Monday through Friday, and then also in the mornings for me. Sorry, guys. It's mornings for me, so it's probably more noonish, afternoon, wherever have you. You're all over the world. Do the math. To me, I am, okay, Turin time is 10:40, or not 10:45 p.m. When we do, okay, here we'll do this. When we do our lives, it's 10:45 p.m. time. When it's for me, it is 4:45 p.m. time. So do the math wherever you are. That's when I'm dropping the stuff. Anyway, make sure you tune in every day. Make sure you tune in Monday through Friday at those times for the lives Julie and I will be doing. And then make sure you check in tomorrow. If the Locatelli news drops, we'll be going live right away. That is our priority. We want to dive into it, talk a little bit more about it, maybe celebrate, hopefully. We'll see. Anyway, make sure you check back with us tomorrow for all that. Like, subscribe, hit that bell icon, stay notified. Make sure you follow Bianconeri on Twitter and Instagram. Follow me at Justin Sofro on Twitter, and follow Julian at Genotti151 on Twitter as well. Forza Juve. Forza, can I get this right? Bianconeri.